Alrighty guys, we're going back to some more Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Last episode, we confronted Fulmarv here at Moland. After that, we learned that the place they were going to is actually here in Orban Monastery, where the final battle awaits. And so, before we get to that, we have a couple things to complete, including Midlight's Deep, the optional dungeon and the hardest dungeon in the game, as well as what we're going to be starting with, some of the reading material. But before that, if you guys do like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out, and it'll help make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. I really did think about these reading materials, and because it's brand new content to this game, and it's never been in an English version before, I think we're just going to go ahead and get it done. So let's go ahead and start with Nanai's histories here, and then we'll see if we have time for a second one in this episode. Two people could look identical, sound identical, be exact twins. Even yet, they will never truly be the same. Every life, big or small, odd or typical, is without compare. No matter how unfulfilling or fraught with trouble life can be, one must take heart in the fact that each of our journeys is unique. Regardless of how many hundreds of thousands of years pass, your experience here will always remain yours and yours alone. The Chocobo Racecourse. Welcome to the Golden Palace, the only place in the nation where gambling is permitted. Upon the week's end, throngs of passionate Chocobo racing fans take to the stands to cheer on their favorite competitors. On the tracks below, race Chocobo owners from all corners of the country can be seen readying their mounts in hopes of taking home large rewards. Chocobo racing was once a widespread pastime, and all types of events, from amateur to official, took place across the state. This came to an end 30 years ago, when the king passed a decree banning all such activity outside of the designated racing area. Thus, the Chocobo Racecourse came into existence. Despite the new laws in place, the popularity of the sport remained the same, and many expected to profit greatly from it. And they did. Chocobo racing only continued to grow in acclaim over the years. Bets at the racecourse eventually grew to such proportions that the amount of gil exchanging hands on days large races took place would rival the budget of a small nation. The sheer amount of wealth circulating within these walls is why it came to be known as the Golden Palace. Now let us take a moment to delve into the life of a middle-aged man who has joined us at this racecourse today and is central to our story. His name is Tango. This man loves Chocobo racing so much he would rather put his hard-earned gil towards gambling than eating 3 meals a day. Currently, he is facing the crisis of a lifetime, many lifetimes even. Tango's dilemma began a few days prior, when he dropped his coin purse containing his life savings of 500,000 gil. Not only was it never to be found again, but this incident marked the start of a series of unfortunate events. First, he was accosted in the streets by a group of hooligans. Then the house he had bought on a mortgage was apparently targeted by an arsonist, though the culprit was never found. Following that, Tango's paper mill, a company he had recently started, went belly up. His wife then left him, and to top it all off, Black Cat just crossed his path. All I have left to my name is the 5,000 gil in my pocket. How many times have I found myself here? How many times have I vowed that this was going to be my last race? How many times have I said I would give up gambling? This is it for me. This is the end, Tango thought sullenly to himself. He was in the throes of depression. There's nothing left for me in this world. But today was the day of the great race. Tango looked up at the cloudless blue sky and made a decision. One last race. I'll watch one last race before I end it all. He really had not learned his lesson. By the time Tango arrived at the tracks, the first race had already finished. He, however, was not worried. The ones with higher payoffs were later in the afternoon. A booklet with information on the day's races had been tossed away nearby. Tango picked it up before heading over to his favorite tavern. Alas, he was unable to shake the feeling something was wrong. Ever since he woke, there was a terrible buzzing in his ears. Tango slid his usual seat and ordered his usual drink, adding to its running tab. Refreshment in hand, he began eavesdropping on the conversations around him. As expected, the snippets he caught largely centered around the chocobo races, punctuated occasionally with talks of relationships. Listening in on people's conversation was one of Tengo's favorite ways of amusing himself. The ringing in his ears, however, began to grow so intolerable that he found himself utterly unable to concentrate. He tried pulling at his ears and cleaning them out, but it did little to improve the situation. Tengo could only hear isolated words. It seemed they were discussing the competitors slated to appear in the second race. Listening to the best of his ability, he was able to hear every name except one, Soul Cannon. Tengo, feeling sympathy for the bird whose name he had not heard mentioned even once, resolved to root for Soul Cannon. He only wished his finances allowed him to do something beyond simply lending the chocobo moral support. Race began. It was a short one, only 1,200 lengths, and over nearly as soon as it began. The winner? None other than Soul Cannon, of course. Several more races followed that won in quick succession. For each one, he cheered on the chocobo whose name he could not hear. All of them won. Tengo struggled to comprehend it. Every single chocobo whose name I did not hear has won today. This can't be a coincidence. Perhaps this ringing in my ears is a blessing in disguise. The gods are granting me a chance to reclaim my life. I must take advantage of this and purchase some vouchers. Thus, booklet in hand, Tengo took to wandering about and listening in on discussions around him. Each time a chocobo's name was voiced, he'd cross them out. By the time the fourth race began, the only bird left was Herman. And naturally, it was Herman who won. The afternoon arrived and the morning races came to a close. His body was racked with tremors. No matter what he did, they wouldn't stop. I really hope the next set of races begin soon. Pushing his anxiety aside, Tengo began making his way to the Good Luck Tavern. He took his usual seat and ordered his usual midday meal. It was, of course, added to his ever-growing tab. While Tengo was waiting for his lunch, the last person he ever wanted to see strolled through the doors. Lance. A gentleman on the surface, Lance was nothing more than a pretentious and arrogant poser. Even worse, he was filthy rich. Well, if it isn't Tengo! Huh, I'd rather you kept my name out of your mouth. Ah, apologies. I didn't mean to disturb you, but there's someone I'd like you to meet. It was none other than Tengo's wife, who followed Lance through the doors. Lucinda? What were you doing with him? 'Twas your unbecoming conduct that drove Lucinda into my arms. She needed comfort, and being the sympathetic man that I am, I brought her here on a date to take her mind off things. A date? Lucinda, is this true? There really is no reason to cause a scene, Tengo. Lucinda clearly remaining here will only create further discord. Let us make for the inn across the way. Two of them filed out of the tavern, and Tengo watched them go. He wanted to give Lance a good walloping, but that would do little to bring Lucinda back to him. Tengo rushed outside, shouting after his wife, Lucinda, I'm going to win all the afternoon races, you know, and I'm going to quit gambling forever. Please, I'm begging you, just give me one last chance. He quickly came to the conclusion that he would need to channel his anger into picking the winning chocobos. I can't wait to wave a fistful of gil in that buffoon Lance's face. The thought made him smirk. Tengo turned his attention back to his booklet. There are a total of 3 races in the afternoon. To win all of them, I'm going to have to use this buzzing in my ears to my advantage. Loudspeakers crackled, and an announcement rang through the stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5th race will be starting shortly. Curses, I must hurry. If a little time is left, I must see what chocobo's names I can overhear. Then I'll leave the rest in the hands of the gods. The next race was to commence soon, and Tengo was running short on time. He needed to find a crowded place where it would be easy to overhear conversations. Let's see. A popular place that serves food would be a good start. I know, I'll head to the Good Luck Tavern. 5th race, the Southern Classic, time 3 minutes. Ready? Tengo arrived outside the Good Luck Tavern. A small table marked with two was immediately visible from where he stood. On a seat bolted to the floor nearby sat a dancer named Stella. We are going to speak to Stella. Stella looked up as Tengo approached her table. Hello, Tengo. Is everything all right? I see you've been putting your drinks in on tab. If you don't pay that off soon, the tavern master is going to be far from happy. chocobos. I have little time for such a mundane matter. If you instead wanted to ask me about the art of dance, I would happily oblige. Tango arrived outside the Good Luck Tavern. A small table marked with 2 was immediately visible. So we've already talked to Stella, so let's move. Immediately visible from the entrance of the tavern was a table marked with the number 2. The rest of the establishment extended out behind it. Move to table 2. From table 2, Tango could see an exit to the north. To the west was a decorative plant. To the east was a table marked with a 1, where the local weaponsmith and armorsmith sat drinking. Let's start to the weaponsmith. McCain the weaponsmith glanced up. Well, if it isn't Tango, you're looking troubled as always. Huh? You want to know which chocobo I bet on? You buy me a cocktail, I'd be more inclined to loosen my lips. It's 4,000 gil. Tango glanced down at his meager 5,000 gil. I gotta refuse. So we'll go ahead and talk to the armorsmith. Tango, you're looking pretty downcast today. Is anything the matter? Bruce the armorsmith did not wait for a response. You want to know which chocobo I bet on? I don't even remember myself. I've been so preoccupied with the great race, I need to remain focused. Okay, so didn't get much information there. I do have the answers here, just because these are... It would take a long time to get back to this point if I do fail. But we'll go ahead and move on. We'll move to the plant this time. Or no, we'll move to the exit, right? He arrived outside the Good Luck Tavern. Small table marked with 2. Oh, shoot, we already went here. Dang it, that was a waste of time. You can't speed this part up either. I thought the plant was where we started. Move to table 2. What does stay do? Oh, it's the exact same thing, man. We gotta move. We only have 30 seconds left. Move to table 2. And then let's go to the decorative plant. Move to the plant. Tango arrived at the plant. To the east of it was table 2. Oh, there's nothing else we can do. Okay, well, again, I know the answer here, so we'll be fine. Time is ticking. I must take action. Tango walked up to the ticket booth, still deep in thought. I currently have 5,000 gil. Until now, I've been buying small. Over time, this has caused me to fall into debt. I shall place my faith in this mysterious ringing in my ear and go all in for once. Here goes nothing. Tango strengthened his resolve and made his way to the ticket booth. Well, look who it is. If it ain't the one and only Tango. Nothing keeps this man down. So, we can vote on who we want to go with. Which chocobo would you like to place your bets on? Asked the elderly man from within the booth. The answer here is palm tree closer. So when we choose this, we should get the correct answer here. I would like to go place 5,000 gil on palm tree. There was no turning back for Tango now. Are you sure you want to do this? I hear you've been borrowing a lot of money. Tango found himself unable to answer. He instead gripped his ticket tightly and headed to the race course. The whole thing is you're supposed to talk to everyone, figure out what they bet on, and then you'll hear the ringing in your ears and, like, know which one is the correct answer. Unfortunately, like you saw, unless I'm, like, skipping through it really quickly, it's hard to get all of them, and it's going to get progressively harder as we go through the races. I cannot move. My legs will not carry me. Come on now, move. Tango's nerves had gotten the better of him. He felt as though his legs had turned to lead. In this state, I'll not be able to make it to the race. I have no choice but to wait for the announcements to learn the winners. Cheering grew louder. Looks like the race is about to finish. They'll be announcing the winner soon. I think that was Tango. A few moments passed, and the speakers came back to life. We are pleased to announce the results of the Southern Classic, our 5th race of the day. In first place is Palm Tree with a payout of 10-1. I repeat, in first place, I won. Tango was beside himself with disbelief. I actually won. I can't remember the last time this has happened to me. He just multiplied his money tenfold. 50,000 gil now lined his pockets. Congratulations, Tango. Turned around to see Lucinda standing there. Look, I won, just like I said I would. Tango, you never change, do you? All you ever care about is yourself. I simply can't be with you anymore. Wait, Lucinda, please. In his desperation, Tango tried to chase after her, but Lucinda had already been swallowed by the crowd. Try as he might to push against them, it was hopeless, and he quickly lost sight of her. She didn't care about the money, Tango. Loudspeakers cracked into life. Ladies and gentlemen, the 6th race will be starting soon. Good grief, now's not the time for this. I must get to the race course. The next race was slated to commence soon, and time was running short. Tango needed to find somewhere that would be brimming with customers to this odd hour in the afternoon. Right around now is when people would be gathering for refreshments. I know just the place. Companions Saloon. 6th race, we have 3 minutes. In the entrance of Companion Saloon, Tango had a clear view of a table marked with the number 2. Let's move up to number 2. Right before Tango was table 2. The rest of the establishment extended out behind it. Let's head to table 2. Tango arrived at table 2. To the north was an entrance, and to the west was a decorative plant. To the east was a counter where an adventurer Tango had never seen before sat sipping milk. Let's speak with the adventurer. I'm an adventure writer that goes by the name of Messa Rickson. Wait. That's the person from the other book. That's cool, the little crossover there. I'm going to run out of time, but I know the answer anyways. This is the main character from Mesa's Musings, right? That's fun. This is the first time in a long time I don't remember her voice, or his voice, unfortunately. It's the first time in a long time I've been home. I was curious to how my book was selling. Have you read it? It's one of my favorite books. Lying does not behoove you. I ask that you do not look upon me or my work so lightly. If you ever had the chance, do try giving it a read. Rickson turned back to Tango. You want to know who I bet on? Hard Hitter, of course. Why do you want to know? Okay, so he bet on Hard Hitter. That kind of sucks because I did mean it. Like, I did read his book, which is a little unfortunate. We'll go ahead and move. The north was an entrance. To the west was a decorative plant. And to the east were the counters. Let's move to the decorative plant. We have table 2 or table 1. Let's search the plant. There's nothing of significance to be found here. No time to waste. I must keep going. So, unfortunately, that got me nothing. We'll move to... Tango was stood at the far west side of Companion Saloon. To the east of here was table 2. To the south was table 1. Move to table 1 this time. Man and a woman were playing a card game. To the north was a decorative plant. I will speak with the man. Look who it is, Tango. How's the wife? What? You want to know who I'm betting on? Very well, let's make a deal. If you pull a card with a bigger number than mine, I'll tell you. Russell stared at him, a smirk dancing on his lips. Accept the challenge. Excellent, I'll go first. And it's an ace of spades. Looks like I'm going to win this one. Pick the top card. Looks like I win. A deal's a deal, so I can't tell you who I bet on. By the way, how's Lucinda doing? You might be unlucky in games, but you certainly got lucky in love. So yeah, if you fail even just one of these, or do it in the wrong order, you can actually straight up not be able to learn the information. So like we can't, I don't think even if we talk to him again, we can't learn who the man bet on. Kaido was grumbling to herself as Tango approached. There are no gentlemen left in this world. Is there anything even worth living for? Why does everything have to be so boring? And to top it all, I'm so thirsty. Woe is me. Well, you're not going to get a drink from me because I got 10 seconds left, unfortunately. Which means, yeah, you really have to go. You have to, like, basically be speeding up the whole time and then know exactly what to click. And just like that, we're out of time. So even if we want to play them again, we wouldn't have been able to. Time is ticking. I must go purchase my ticket. I walked up to the vendor, still deep in thought. I currently have 50,000 gil. Until now, I've been buying small. Over time, this has caused me to fall into debt. I shall place my faith in this mysterious ringing in my ears and go all in for once. This is it, he murmured under his breath as he arrived before the ticket booth for the second time that day. Hello, Tango. Today's been a mighty lucky day for you, hasn't it? Yeah, what can I do for you? Race 6 Battle Sprint. Our options are Whirlwind, Hard Hitter, Colossal Punch, or Heavy Kicker. The answer here is going to be Heavy Kicker. Which group would you like to choose? Asked the elderly man from within the ticket booth. Shoot, what was it again? It's Group 2, actually, so... which Chocobo in Group 2 would you like to place your bets on? I think you can still go back. Yeah, you can check again. But we want to go with Heavy Kicker the Stalker. I would like to place 50,000 gil on heavy kicker. There's no turning back for Tango now. Are you sure you want to do that? You might have received a windfall with the last bet you placed, but there's no guarantee it'll happen a second time. Tango stared, a determined glint in his eye. With a certain reluctance, the receptionist handed the ticket over to him. Taking it in his hand, the middle-aged man returned to the racecourse. Curses. Tango's legs felt as though they had turned to lead. Not this again. I'll never be able to see the race at this rate. Can't even hear the announcements over all this clamor. As these angry thoughts swirled through his head, the Good Luck Tavern's owner's son, Pippin, passed by. Pippin, wait, Tango shouted. Oh, it's the man with the cherry nose. Hello. Listen to me. I need you to go and watch the next race for me. As soon as it's over, come and report the results back to me, got it? Leave it to me. You've just got to promise to pay off your tab. Race was over. Pippin, over here. So who won? Hello, mister. The White Chocobo won. Heavy Kicker was his name, I think. They said the payoff was 200 to 1. Are you absolutely sure? The young boy looked up at him, eyebrow cocked. Have I ever lied to you, mister? Thank you, Pippin. I'll get you a Lugay puppet. Really? You promise? Also, while you're at it, could you pay off your tab? This is too good to be true. I'm not dreaming, am I? Tango was looking down at his ticket. Gripped in his hand was something he had never seen, only heard about in his 20-odd years of gambling. The Golden Chocobo ticket, which was only ever given when the odds were over 100 to 1. With odds at 200 to 1, Tango's once meager funds now amounted to 10 million gil. You did it, Tango. He turned to see Lucinda standing behind him. Lucinda, Tango, I still love you, yet how can I know that you feel the same way about me? I will always put you first. Lucinda, I will always put you first. I shall never betray your trust in any way again. Her lips quivered. Tango, all I ever wanted was for us to be partners to each other. To love, respect, and support one another. Lucinda. Tango took a small step toward her. Please don't cry. Wait, where are you going? Tango dashed after her. Lucinda, however, was long gone, swallowed by the masses. Loudspeakers crackled to life. For a final time, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. The moment you have all been waiting for is finally here. The great race will soon be commencing. We urge you to hurry and purchase your tickets while you still can. I must make haste. The race is about to begin. All my efforts will have been for naught if I do not win this. Time was running short for Tango. As the great race was soon to begin, he urgently needed to find a place with a large gathering of people before the main event. If I were a spectator waiting in anticipation of the upcoming race, I would go to the racecourse gallery. We have 4 minutes for this one. Tango arrived at the establishment's second entrance, feeling something at his feet. Tango glanced down to see an aging dog. To the north were the spectator seats, which thronged with people. Let's talk to the dog. Woof, woof. The dog seemed to have something in his mouth. He spat it into Tango's hand. Tango gained a 50-point coin. Tango, right? Okay. We saw that one already. So we'll go ahead and go to the spectator seats. Tango attempted to push through the crowd. To the south, he saw the secondary entrance. To the north were the front row seats. To the east was a third entrance. Let's go to the front row seats first. Tango arrived at the front and center row of the spectator seats, where a man who appeared to be a chocobo jockey was seated. To the south was the second entrance. To the east was the eastern wing. To the west was the western wing. Let's speak with the chocobo rider. Tango approached a man dressed like a chocobo rider who was muttering to himself. How could I be so careless as to lose the keepsake he gave me? A fool such as I does not deserve to be here. Tango arrived at the front and center row of is that not the 50 coin thing I got? If I just talk to him again, is he gonna repeat the same thing? Shoot, I think it is. That sucks. Okay, that's a little bit of wasted time. It's already been a minute and I've done nothing. That's insane. I wish I knew the exact order to go in, but I don't have that. Because you don't need it. You just need, you just need to know the winning numbers. Move to the east. Tango arrived at the eastern side of the front row seats. Standing nearby was a man with a sinister glint in his eye. To the west were the center seats. Speak with the sinister man. Madroma, the local gravekeeper, was snickering under his breath. 1,000 gil on adamantimer multiplied by 30 would amount to 30,000 gil. 10,000 on adamantimer multiplied by 30 would be 300,000 gil. Okay, so we know it's not adamantimer. Wish you could speed this up a little bit. Let's move back to the center. Go to the west this time. So let's go move. And then we will move to the west. Then arrived at the western section of the spectator seat. The south was a fourth exit. To the east were the center seats. Move to the fourth exit. We don't have anything else to do. Tango entered the crowd and soon found himself pushed up against a gambler and his son. The fourth entrance was just barely visible from where he stood. To the north was the western. We'll speak to the father. Fernando, the gambling father, was clearly not in the best of moods. Damn it, of all the times, next race is the great race, huh? What do you want? You want to know who I bet on? Get lost. I don't have time for idle chatter. Okay, can I talk to the kid? Speak with the child. Gambler's son Theodore was bouncing up and down in excitement. Mister, if you pass my test, I'll tell you who father bet on. Sure, let's begin. Yay, so first question. Which expression means to remain calm? Keep your hair on. Second question. What is a golden rule? Treat others how you would like to be treated. Third question. Which of the following sayings means to improve something unnecessarily? Dude, I don't know. To gild the lily, I guess. Wow, mister, you're really smart. You got every single one of them correct. To answer your question, father bet on slip slider. Okay, so we didn't need to talk to the father at all. That was completely pointless. Unfortunately, we're not going to have much... I don't think we're going to have time to do anything else. We'll move. Let's move to the fourth entrance. We have a bored-looking woman. To the north was spectator seats, but the sheer number of people made it impossible to get a clear view. To the west were some garbage bins. Let's speak with the bored-looking woman. The young girl next to Tango was squirming in her seat. I'm bored. I wish a meteor would come crushing down just so there would be something to do. Why can't the race just start already? I want to see the weapon cross the finish line first. Fortunately, that is all the time we have, but we found 3. That's better than I think any other one has been. There's no time. I must go to purchase my ticket. Tango walked up to the booth, still deep in thought. How much should I bet this time? Glanced down at his 10 million gil. Perhaps I should err on the side of caution and diversify. No, that's a terrible idea. Every time I've done that in the past, I've lost. Playing it safe has only ever brought me misfortune. It is time I risked it all. I cannot afford to lose again. You have a 10 million gil. You do not need to bet anymore. Everything's riding on this. Tango took a deep breath and made his way to the ticket booth for the final time. Tango, you're on a real winning streak today. Mind sharing your secret? Final race, the Grand Championship. We know it's not the weapon. Scarlet Sephiroth's cool. We know it's not Slip Slider, and we know it's not Adamantimer. The correct answer here is going to be Group 1, King Fire. So we're going to go ahead and choose Group 1. And we're going to choose King Fire. I would like to place 10 million gil on King Fire. There's no turning back for Tango now. Tango, you put all us men to shame. You're a champion. Tears sprung to his eyes. Did not know why he was crying. Gripping his ticket even tighter, he set off for the racecourse. Lucinda, wait. I cannot move. My legs, they... A frustrated groan escaped him. Be a man, Tango, move. After a great deal of struggle, he made it to the tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could turn your attention to the Gate 3, where Tango will be entering shortly. This man bought the Golden Chocobo ticket earlier this afternoon. This certainly is not an everyday occurrence. Will we be witnessing a miracle today? Seventh race, the Grand Championship. Interesting, he gets his own little card there, even after the fourth thing. Today's main event, the 128th Great Race, is now underway. Looks like Slip Slider has taken an early lead. He's pulling quite far ahead and is now approaching the first turn. Slip Slider maintains the lead out of the bend, but Gil Turtle is not far off in second and showing good turn of foot. Falling right behind him in third is Adamantimer. The leaders are beginning to pull away. Bringing up the rear are the Weapon and Kingfire, with the crown favorite, Scarlet Sephiroth, in last. Gil, Turtle, and Adamantimer are moving up the stretch at a swift pace. According to our timers, these chocobos are traveling at a far faster rate than those in the 6th race. Slipslider is still at the head of the pack and leads the 3rd sweeping turn. Slipslider goes down at the turn. What a nasty spill. But the show must go on. Gaining ground are Gil, Turtle, and Adamantimer. Moving up through the pack is also none other than Scarlet Sephiroth. Gil, Turtler, and Adamantimer are losing speed as the pack nears the 4th turn. Perhaps Slipslider's breakneck pace pushed him to his limits too early in the race. Scarlet Sephiroth pulls into the lead. Right behind him is the Weapon. We're nearing the final turn, ladies and gentlemen. Racing to take first are 2 chocobos. Will it be Scarlet Sephiroth or the Weapon? Weapon is losing speed. Scarlet Sephiroth pulls ahead and takes lead. Scarlet Sephiroth is ahead now. Just 100 lengths to go before he goes down in history as the first to win 3 consecutive great races. 50 lengths left. Scarlet Sephiroth is in the lead, storming down the track. But wait, what is this, ladies and gentlemen? Kingfire, who is bringing up the tail of the field, is moving up the stretch at an incredible speed. Kingfire is tearing down the track, pulling into the forefront. There are just 20 lengths to go. Scarlet Sephiroth is losing ground. Is Kingfire going to overtake him? They're now neck and neck. Will it be Scarlet Sephiroth or will it be Kingfire? Kingfire takes the lead in a spectacular upset. Kingfire emerges victorious. An impossible result here. After 3 years of absence, he has reappeared only to win the great race. Kingfire, everyone. Kingfire! I won? I won! I did it, Lucinda! Golden Palace was abuzz with excitement. Men, women, and children were cheering loudly for Tango. From the level of enthusiasm, one might think everyone had won. Tango did it. He really did it. The payout is 300 to 1. This is incredible, absolutely incredible. Sir, please, if we could return to announcing the race results. Tango, 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 Tango. The crowds were in an excited frenzy. Tango? From the jumble of people before him, Lucinda appeared. Tango made his way towards her. Please, if you could move aside, I need to get to Lucinda. After parting the crowd, Tango was, at long last, reunited with his love. Darling. Lucinda. Those whose moments earlier were cheering became completely silent. Perhaps it was because they noticed the pair gazing into each other's eyes. Lucinda, I'm so sorry, Lucinda. Words fail to express just how much I regret my actions. So many terrible things happened, and I began to despise the life I was living. I caused you a great deal of pain. Tango, you're smiling again. Lucinda's lips trembled, and she burst into tears. There's no need to cry, Lucinda. Let's start over. In just a few moments, the stadium went from complete silence to loud, boisterous cheers. The crowd converged on them, and soon, Tango and Lucinda were engulfed by a swarm of people. Tango! 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 The audience began chanting his name. It was shortly followed by another chant. Lucinda! 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 In the midst of it, the two of them stood, holding each other in a tight embrace. Later, Tango would learn that Lucinda never had any intention of leaving him. She had simply intended to give him the space he needed to rethink his life and start making better decisions. She'd agreed to accompany Lance only on the condition that they attend the Chocobo races. Lucinda was well aware of her husband would be in attendance. Lucinda never had cared for affluence. She had not known it growing up, so it held very little importance to her. While she often wished he would cut back, even the fact that Tango enjoyed gambling did not faze her. After her husband's company fell through, however, he began to drowning his sorrows at local taverns and gambling with greater frequency. Lucinda left, believing it would serve to halt his downward spiral. Tango, upon learning the truth, was overwhelmed with happiness. He knew in that moment his old self would need to remain where he belonged, in the past. After the events that unfolded at the Golden Palace, Tango decided to put the gil he won toward restarting his business. That, however, is a story for another day. I believe the final payout he got, based on math, is 3 billion. I think it's 3 billion gil which is crazy. Golden Palace. So ends the gambling tale. That was very fun. I liked that one. I think I liked that one better than the first one. The first one was just very much dialogue back and forth. I think the first one was a little bit longer, but I did like that one because it was very simple. There was actually like that time mechanic, and unlike the first one has a lot of like grace. So if you mess up going to a location, you can just go back later. This one is if you don't do the right things in the right order. Like, I never found all of the names in a single attempt there. My closest was the last one, and even then it was only half. So yeah, it's very tough. Thanks for playing. Your score, 200. I think that's the highest score you can get. Yeah, that is another one of the reading materials completed. Nanai's Histories. I think we have just enough time to go ahead and hop into another one. So let's go ahead and do Oilvert. This is a character from Final Fantasy IX, but also this is apparently one of the hardest stories to get done because it's a little bit random. So I'll explain it once we get into it. Let's go ahead and just hop into Oilvert and get another one done here. Oilvert. I didn't even see what that said. Has the 7th card been played? What is happening? I think this is part of it. Okay. When you just intend to dispose of the hound. Report 127-04361, security level 4, Oilvert. All rights granted to Oilvert are to be suspended immediately, reassigning them to Paxton. Have a Santir begin monitoring Oilvert and have Jamul tail the hound. Paxton will oversee the entirety of this operation. Under no circumstances is Oilvert to be made aware of these changes. Maintain top-level security. That is all. The Scent of a Scarlet Roses. My name is Annette. Women like me are commonplace. For close to 4 years now, I've been leasing a room in the city. My days are so routine they blend together. On the outside, I seem normal, but inside my soul resides another. She beats at the walls of my being, and rips at my heart. Like something from a horror movie, she rages to be set free. Children's voices drift in through the open windows as I slide into my blouse. The dying sun casts its orange glow upon my curtains, and a light breeze tenderly caresses me as if to remind me of its existence. Simone, tell me, what do you think? It is rather brilliant, is it not? The next section is the best part. Oh, how I love to write. Once I start, I find it impossible to set my pen down. These are very specific questions you have to answer in order to get the good ending that we're going for. The first one here is going to be, who's your model for Anietta? Or who is your inspiration for Annette? Because it's translated. Who inspired your vision of Annette? Is it someone I know? My dear Simon, she was inspired by none other than you, of course. You are the only woman that occupies my mind. Oh, it's Simone. Yet in spite of that, I know so little about you. You hold so much of yourself back from me. I've used my imagination to fill in all the missing pieces. This is why, Simone. Stop it, Pablo. I'm in a hurry. You are also busy, are you not? Yes, that is true, but I need to know. Once this is published, will you... Do not speak it. I need some time to think. Now I must go. Oh my sweet Simone. Whither goest thou? Whither goest thou? I love you with so much of my heart. Tomorrow, may we look upon one another once more. Santir. Working under Paxton is torture, quite literally. One misstep, and you wish you were never born. I can only hope the hound is killed soon. You talk too much. Honestly, do not understand what whoever appointed you as a liaison was thinking. You've always made for such pleasant company. Now, need I remind you of the blunder you made when trying to off black? You hesitated. You hesitated. It will happen again unless you move before your emotions take over. The correct answer here is, pardon me, but I am in a hurry. Olivert, ever sunshine and roses you are. Before you leave, answer me this. How confident are you in your ability to kill the hound? This is a ridiculous question. That is a ridiculous question, especially coming from you. You're nothing but a marionette on strings. You always find a way to insult me. This is where we get into the random account. We're beginning with Matoya's Cave. Again, this is random which one you get first. To the west of Cerulia, halfway to the Eternal Thau, rests Ellingum, the Burnt City. The Fourth Holy War ended here 93 years ago. The tomes had lined our shelves, however, claimed the battle finished 4 years prior to that. From the east marched Golfreeze's men, 120,000 strong. From the west came Polydix's men, who were 80,000 in number. This final battle brought the beautiful city of Ellingum to the ground in a single night. Shortly thereafter, the nobles set to work, spinning history in their favor. Their fabrications rendered into 7 different languages and published in 13 nations. 'Tis not but a tale that sings odes to heroes and praises the gods for their aid. With no history to learn from, humanity was doomed to repeat it. The same atrocities would be committed only to be wiped from the memories of man. Over and over, the gods' names would be invoked to move the common people to do their bidding. What do you think, Simone? This is unlike anything else I've written. I intended for it to be my longest work to date. It shall span over 2,000 pages. The answer here that you want to answer for your best shot at getting the good ending is you will die before you finish it. You write at a pace of 2 pages a day, not including the 4 days a week you take off to sleep. The seas will dry up before you finish. Masterpieces take time, my dear. My publisher has even extended my deadlines to give me the opportunity to polish what I have. Besides, if anyone is to blame for my slow progress, it is you. My thoughts are so preoccupied with your beautiful face. Stop it, Pablo. I'm in a hurry. You are also busy, are you not? Yes, that is true, but I need to know. Once this is published, will you... Do not speak it. I need some time to think. Now I must go. Oh, my sweet Simone, whither goest thou? I love you with so much of my heart. Tomorrow may we look upon one another once more. Basically, this is an author. He's writing different books. This is World of Beasts. This is an uninhabited island. At the king's bidding, I journeyed here alone. I am to observe the beasts that reside in this place and add them to the royal bestiary. Here, in a world of monsters, my life rests in the hands of the god of death. The 7th day of the month of Capricorn. Fair weather. Today I received a letter from my sister. After reading it, I made my way to a stream. The well water was discolored. Along the way, I discovered a tree bearing a red fruit. I plucked one and brought it to my lips. The moment I bit into it, I was filled with unspeakable bliss. Before my eyes appeared my first love, the fruit dissolved in my mouth. I was so overwhelmed with peace, I needed to lie down. What do you think, Simone? It's a diary-style novella. It's an insight into the horrors of day-to-day living and the loneliness that comes with it. The correct answer here is, it seems boring. I have no interest in reading other people's diaries. Besides, seeing as it's penned by you, it makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like I'm going through your personal journal. Simone, clearly you do not understand the concepts of this work. The next answer is, I do not understand? I dare you to repeat that. Please, my dear, just remember that I always love you. Stop it, Pablo. I'm in a hurry. You're also busy, are you not? Yes, that is true, but I need to know. Once this is published, will you... Not speak it. I need some time to think. Now I must go. Oh, my sweet Simone, whither goest thou? It's the same ending there every time. This is the Sapphire Chapel. The displaced resided in the chapel of an abandoned town and would attack those who dared to venture too close. At times, he would embark on long journeys, then return home for equal stretches of time. Children and adults alike gave him a large berth. The only time they would catch glimpses of him is when they saw his shadow skulk across the chapel's green pond. Only travelers dared venture closer. Rumor had it that the displaced was in possession of a vast treasure. Adventurers would come from faraway lands, seeking to gain what he had, and locals would sneer. One fateful day, one of these men crossed swords with the displaced. The deranged man's head flew from his neck, spurting a red blood. Locks were placed upon the cathedral shortly thereafter. From the depths of the catacomb, the displaced sapphire eyes glow. What do you think, Simone? The displaced is a fascinating creature, do you agree? He's a skilled swordsman who was driven to madness through battle. The correct answer here is... wait until you've finished before you start bragging. How many novels have you begun, only to throw them out halfway? Oh, Simone, clearly you do not understand the art of writing. Just an introduction requires genius levels of inspiration. That, however, is neither here nor there, Simone. Again, same thing. Stop it, Pablo. I'm in a hurry. You are also busy, are you not? Once it's published, will you? Do not speak it. Oh, my Simone. Whither goest thou? The next one we're getting is... Paxton. So when will you end the Hound's life, Olivert? Paxton, what are you doing? We've been ordered to conduct all communications through Santir. You do realize there's a reason I chose to break protocol, do you not? While you are a capable spy, you are also a woman. Surely you're aware of the need to monitor the situation. Before he was struck with amnesia, he had eyes with a bestial sensuality, not dissimilar to that of the displaced. Now, however, he is not but a hound, or more suitably, a pig. Are you satisfied? The answer here with Paxton is, are you here to make fun of me? That was never my intention. I only hoped to spur you to finish the job. You do understand, don't you? Yes, I will ensure the deed is done within the next few days. Rosetta and the Swine. My head was spinning. I had not eaten since dawn. There was no time for rest. At home, my wife, children, and parents awaited my return, their bellies empty. My spirit shattered. I called out to the gods I did not believe existed, begging for their assistance. I'd been wandering through these forests for days. I kicked over some dead leaves, and as Lady Luck would have it, I uncovered some hoof prints. They appeared to be landing in two directions. One set went off to the west, and the other to the east. It was all I had to go on. The correct answer here is follow the set of prints leading east. Upon traveling to the east, a spring came into view. At the edge of it is... Pablo, stop. The correct answer here is how much more of this must I endure? Your story is difficult to follow and terribly boring. Ah, but that is because I'm testing out a new style of writing, you see. Did you find it to be innovative at least? Goodbye, Pablo. Until you quit with this foolishness, perhaps I might never return. Oh, my sweet Simone, whither goest thou? I believe there's only one more. We actually might have gone through them all, actually. A glimpse into the Mendoza dynasty. No, this is the last one. My name is Mendoza. I hail from the planet of Madros. Since moving to this star, every little thing requires far too much effort. I made an enemy of the Gomez family, the world's famous trade lords. However, I find fighting to be much too tedious. Sometimes the easiest solution to a problem is to bow your head low and apologize. In fact, that is exactly how I restored peace to the world. It only took 2 words. I'm sorry. The end. My editor says that I need to be more free-flowing with my writing, and general in the way I tell my stories. The correct answer here is, I guess you want to ruin your life. Seems as though you want to ruin your life. Do you intend to live your best moments at the whim of another man? This editor of yours? Oh, Simone, you know me so well. I'm not the type to live life by another. I'm the captain of my own fate. I am no sheep. I'm in charge of how I live my life. You do not need to keep repeating yourself. Oh, my beautiful Simone. Pablo, what are you doing? Simone, when will you finally agree to be mine? I'm sorry, but I must get to know you on a much deeper level before I can agree to such a thing. Oh, my sweet Simone, whither goest thou? And I believe that from here on is actually linear, so this is no longer random. The next few little stories will always be in the same order, but we do still have to answer the correct things here. The assassin Marius Tressum is an expert killer with the rare ability to objectively self-evaluate. He is affiliated with no one and will take any job so long as the guild is good. Marius has a 98% success rate. He has been known to wipe out entire cavalry regiments and infiltrate impenetrable fortresses without any outside help. The style you've adopted here is quite a bit different from all your other pieces. Ah, my dear Simone, you noticed. In the words of my editor, that people want something that leaves them feeling exhilarated and lighthearted. Your stories are much too dark, hence the change of tone. So who exactly is that Marius Tressum? I think he is someone I once knew. I'm beginning to believe that in writing this book, I might eventually remember who he is to me. So you're writing about Duchamp? He's not a real person, but rather a character, a tale made up by some prince or other. Duchamp? Ah, yes, you're quite right. Now that I know the proper name, I shall tweak a few things and publish this as a pseudo-documentary. Hold on. Where did you learn that name? Why are you so astonished, Simone? If it is a name known to you, 'tis only natural that I should know it too. And Pablo. Oh. Like kill Pablo? Like kill Pablo? Ah, murderer! What has gotten into you, Simone? Do you intend to kill me? Was I a bit too intense? I apologize. Perhaps you are so eccentric as I thought. That said, you should never have called me a murderer. Let's have a nice long chat later when you're ready. Fare thee well, Pablo. Oh, Simone, is that how you show me your love? 'Tis too much, my dear, far too much. Is Simone Olivert? Oilvert? The one-legged poet. Once upon a time, there was a timid man known as the one-legged poet. Even though people laughed and sneered at him, he managed to always maintain a bright disposition and smile. Deep in his heart, however, a dragon slumbered. It seethed and spat fire, causing him great pain, a pain he channeled into his poetry. Simone, sometimes I get the fleeting feeling that I once had a friend with only one leg. There's something important about him. Finish your novel. It might help you remember something about him. Simone, you're brilliant. It is exactly as you say. I must hurry and complete this work. Before that, however, I have something I must confess. I have no gil left. Here, take this. It's not much, but... Thank you, Simone. The only person that has ever invested in my future is you. I shall turn this into a mountain of gold. That's all I can give you. Next time, you're going to have to go out and find work. Understood? Oh, my sweet Simone, whither goest thou? I'm pretty sure Simone's Olivert, which is that interaction she has with Paxton. Whenever, yeah, like when we hop over this, Olivert is Simone, I think. And she's an assassin. Pablo, I see you still doubt me. Suppose it is understandable. After all, doubt is an integral part of your job. Black, I've never questioned your sense of humanity. You were to play an important role in your next step. Pablo, what is this? A novel or a memory? I honestly do not know. Never thought jotting this down might somehow trigger what lies latent within me. Are you planning to ever finish your novel? Simone, why do you think I write? I do so to unearth the contents hidden in the depths of my soul. How do I say It looks like you've had far too much to drink. Let's get you home. Simone, I do not want to delve too much into personal matters, but you were once my friend's lover, were you not? I will answer you later. You had far too much to drink and are in no state to have this conversation. My friend's name is Black, isn't it? Could you tell me a bit more about him? I owe it to him to remember who he was. Yes, but only once you're out of this drunken stupor. Now let's get you home. I'll stay over tonight. We want to fall asleep. National Archives. We're almost to the end here. Edgar Black, vice leader of the anti-government faction, Ragus, nicknamed the One-Legged Rhetorician. In 788, he was favored to win the nation's first democratic election. He threw it all away, however, when in his final speech, he announced his support for the Royalists. This nearly destroyed Ragus. Nothing of his whereabouts is known. It is suspected he was murdered. What are you searching for? Oh, Simone! I knew this person. Please, I need you to tell me more about him. What kind of individual were they? Tell him a little bit and watch his reaction. Black is the one-legged poet you wrote about in your novels. Just as you've penned, he ended up betraying his comrades before disappearing. Impossible. Then what of Ragus? Were we once a part of them? It is complicated. I do not know how to explain this, especially to someone with no recollection of the past. We were both once Ragus activists that worked alongside Black. You were a lobbyist, whose abilities with the pen were vital to our operation. Does what I'm saying ring any bells? No, I don't remember anything. I would not be able to dedicate even a single page to the memories of the man I used to be. That is why I asked you. I want to know who I used to be, what I once did, and how I ended up at sea. Why not revisit where you washed up? The hair and the sea. Second to last thing. Black, where have you gone? Please tell me. I need you to show me who I am. Let's visit the place you were washed up. Black, this is the end for you. Do not fight it. Embrace your destiny. I only hope you do not think too poorly of me for this. Oliver, this whole time I thought you were one of us. What a debacle this has become. You have offered up your soul to Ragus. Do you have any last words? You'd best say them now. I accomplished a lot during my short stay here. Black, get away from that woman. You still have duties to see through. So, did you remember anything? My head. Feels as though this has been split in twain. Simone, please stay by my side. Do not leave me, my sweet. Le Clef de la Revolution. She had hair the color of honey, and eyes the color of emeralds. Her name? Simone. Though we did not know if that is what she's truly called, for I knew a man who used to refer to her as Olivert. He was Simone's lover and my close friend. He was killed by this very same woman. This woman with the hair the color of honey. Simone, give me something. A nod at the very least. Am I to know if these memories are not my own fabrications if you refuse to answer? Please, I want to remember. My codename was Olivert. I was tasked with monitoring Black. There's no harm in you knowing, since you will soon be joining your former friend at the bottom of the sea. Before that, however, I need you to tell me something. How does the poet's story end? The poet? Black? He joined us in the end, didn't he? That's why you killed him. That is not where the story ends. Listen closely, Olivert. Black left you a dying message, and yet you, like the cretin you are... Olivert, I have one final card to play. It will set both you and I free. It frustrates me so. I cannot understand what this all means. To exist is to suffer. Mayhap I should just follow Black into the sea, but before that, please, I need you to accept this note from me. Black, what do you mean you have one last card? Do not tell me... Simone, what does that mean? One last card. He means Duchamp. Prior to that incident, Agent 3's activities were detected. Agent, what are you talking about? Duchamp, the assassin, the man that never fails to kill his target. There are only 3 agents you can contact him through. If you received a statement of payment from any one of them, that means he's already set to work. Statement of payment? Yes. Upon delivering the specified amount of gil to Agent 3, you should receive a slip of paper confirming the job has been accepted. So where is this statement? Did it sink to the bottom of the sea with him? It's... Olivert, I was thinking to give this to you on your birthday, however. Do not move. Do not attempt to change my mind. Do you think that I ever loved you? Olivert. This pendant. It couldn't be. Black, you... La Paix de Duan, 2 years of peace. Olivert, number 3 of the Liberal Royalist faction. Well versed in the art of killing with poison, it is the main reason they appointed you as an agent. A true professional, you see right through me. I'm the one who killed your client. If you want to know why, I care not to hear it. To confirm, wish to end the Royalists Hewler, Bane, and Berg. You do realize the repercussions that will follow. Regis will resurface, and we will be delivered into chaos. If after 8 days nothing has changed, I will return you the gil that Black gave me. I cannot imagine you would fail. One can never be too careful, and I suggest you remain hidden until then. If you value your life, that is. Simone could not resist the urge to glance out the window. It's Paxton. Duchamp, you must also be careful. Come, Pablo. Let us face the wrath of hells together. What is happening? Who's who? 3 days later, Hewler, the top Royalist informant, Bane, his right hand, and Berg, the assassin, were all murdered in quick succession. This put an end to the Royalist informant operations. Regis, previously so deeply divided, was once again united. Violent acts of rebellion became prevalent throughout the country. 2 years prior, Pablo, a former combat specialist, decided to try his hand at investigative journalism. He published critical articles about the royal family, which gained him a great following amongst the common people. The first time in history, an honest election took place that year. Prior to this election, Regis, the anti-government faction, was favored to win. Before any votes were cast, however, Black announced his support for the kingdom in his final speech, spurring the dissolution of Regis. The people, confused, no longer knew who to support. In just a few days, circumstances had shifted drastically. Regis immediately removed Black from his post and recanted his statement, but the party had already lost its momentum. The far left-wing party fell into a state of internal chaos, confusion, and division. Many began vying for Black's now empty seat. Peace was never fully restored. This resulted in members of the former government being democratically elected, and the revolution ended before it could begin. While top members of Regis faded from the public eye, the organization strengthened their watch on government officials. Circumstances were extremely tense. Black's disappearance remained a mystery. No one understood what his true intentions had been, or if he had been left any notes behind. Both parties, however, feared even the slightest revolution regarding these things would dramatically shift the people's opinion. Black, the one-legged rhetorician, was a royalist spy. He was sent to infiltrate Regis. A woman with the codename Olivert was assigned to monitor him. She was third in rank amongst the liberal royalists and played a central role in the power struggles within the royal family. Olivert, also known as Simone, led Black to an isolated area outside of the city during the riots and disposed of him. Around 1/3 of Regis members were suspected royalist spies. Afraid of losing public support, both sides kept this information a secret. Black's leadership role within Regis can be attributed to clever royalist manipulation. Legend has it he lost his leg protecting Regis's founder, Kiriko, from a royalist assassination attempt. Kiriko, however, was found dead under mysterious circumstances shortly thereafter. The first person to suspect that Black was a spy was the Regis lobbyist Pablo. He kept his suspicions to himself, however, and instead attempted to convince him to switch sides. Pablo proposed dissolving Regis to remove other suspected spies, and reform it as a purely democratic party. Black, however, did not readily agree to Pablo's proposition. He had family within the Royalist Party that he needed to protect. Bar de Loisy. Cannot affect change with the current organization as it stands. We must recreate it. I applaud you for your enthusiasm, Pablo. That alone will get you nowhere. I understand that, yet even you must admit that you are not impressed by the Royalists' handling of things. Pablo, what are you willing to sacrifice for peace? The people are looking to obtain what little of it they can in the safest and quickest way possible. If setting aside your own personal agenda reduces the total number of lives lost to war, is that such a terrible thing? I suppose things have been relatively peaceful so far. Do you think it better that the common people remain under the illusion that they have attained peace, all the while being exploited by the nobles? Pablo, my only purpose in life is to protect Olivert. I am a weak man who can think no further than that. What do you believe a fool like me can do? Black, I believe in you. I wish to become the right leg you have lost, and provide you with the support you need. I will prove to you that all the tricks the Royalists play are for naught. Black, I believe in you. I wish to become the right leg you have lost and provide you with the support you need. I'll prove to you that all the tricks the Royalists play are for naught. We already said that. Translator's note. While the translating narrative works is not my forte, in recent months I've been assisting with the adaptations of Olivert. Prior to this, I participated in the translation of an essay regarding cardinal numbers. Shed light on a few of the more obscure passages from this story. I referenced the Ivalice Chronicles. It is my best attempt at transcribing this ancient text. Oh, we haven't read that one yet. We're reading that one next. Legitimacy of this story has been the subject of many debates. The information presented follows a similar chronological timeline. History itself, however, has never been made mention of Olivert, Pablo, or Duchamp. Meanwhile, Black is portrayed as a royalist spy. Additionally, official records state Maria Novosek, who we will discuss in the future, ranked third and was the heart of the conservative royalists. Upon marriage, Maria, who was forcibly placed under house arrest, vanished from the political scene. Records disclose that Simone, Olivert, whose true name is Ernesta Burrows, was her paternal half-sister and number 3 in the organization. Due to the lack of resources covering this time period, it is difficult to separate fact from fiction. Perhaps like Pablo's memories, it is better they remain forgotten. Some other primary sources mention secret activities carried out by royalists. However, only a handful of such publications are in existence. I'd like to one day translate them too. While I am a mathematician currently teaching at a local university, I must make this information accessible to everyone. I intend to set my main occupation aside in favor of seeing these translations done. Thank you for taking the time to read through my long-winded notes. The 26th day of Capricorn, year 988. Written from beside my window with a view of the cathedral. Yours truly, Kai Pumpkin Puncher Montaz. The end. What even... I'm so lost on this whole thing. Like, sure, I guess it made sense right at the end. From what I'm seeing...
New discoveries awaiting even the most
that what? So I'm going to be honest. I've tried looking everywhere for this, and I don't understand the story of Olivert. Maybe Ivalice Chronicles clears it up a little bit. Like, I understand most of it, but like, I didn't understand the political stuff, why she was doing what she was doing. I'm not sure. But yeah, that is Nanai's Histories and Olivert completed. In the next episode, we will go ahead and cover Ivalice Chronicles. And then after that, we're moving on to actually completing the optional dungeon and the main story. So I will see you guys then.